What if she's doing no contact with you too? Imagine this. You've made the decision to step back, to stand firm, following the plan, no texts, no calls. You're putting yourself first, playing it cool, focusing on growth and personal well-being. But then a sudden realization hits you. She's doing the exact same thing. The silence deepens. Days stretch into weeks. What started as a subtle undercurrent of tension slowly intensifies. The uncertainty creeps in like an unwelcome guest. Is this working? Is she thinking about me? Or has she already moved on? Is she testing me, or does she even care? This is where most people falter. Silence becomes this unbearable weight, a haunting presence, like a battlefield where you don't even know the rules. You start to feel that overwhelming urge to break the silence, to take action, to do something to regain control. But here's where the truth hits you. Her silence isn't just passive. It's a calculated, deliberate strategy, a power move, designed to shift the dynamic and throw you off balance. But here's the ultimate revelation. Silence only holds power if you let it control you. What if I told you that this uncomfortable silence, this period of emptiness, isn't your enemy? In fact, it's your greatest opportunity. Welcome to Unlock Desire, where we don't just face challenges, we turn them into stepping stones. We embrace the ancient Stoic wisdom and the cutting-edge principles of dark psychology to help you master the art of life. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's caused frustration, confusion, and anxiety for countless people. What do you do when she's also doing no contact? This isn't about ignoring each other or playing games. No contact is a psychological and emotional battleground, but it doesn't have to break you. It's not about winning or losing. It's about mastery. It's about controlling your mind and your reactions. The Stoics had a powerful mantra: you have power over your mind, not outside events. When you internalize this truth, you unlock your true strength. The key isn't worrying about her, what she's doing, or why she's doing it. The key is shifting your focus inward to what you can control. Your actions, your mindset, your emotional state. The secret? No contact isn't a game of who breaks first. It's a test of who can remain grounded, who can stay steady, and who can remain in control of their emotional state. But let's take this a step further. Dark psychology teaches us that in any power dynamic, the person who is the most unpredictable, the calmest under pressure, and the least reactive, always has the upper hand. Her silence. It's not just a tactic, it's her hand revealed. Once you understand this, you realize no contact isn't really about her. It's about you, about taking control of your emotions, your narrative, your future. Now, let's make a commitment right here and now. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I choose power over reaction." Let that be your declaration. Because this isn't about chasing her or trying to fit into her frame. This is about standing tall, rooted in your strength, no matter the outcome. And if you're ready to take this journey, hit that like button to support the channel. Not only does it help us grow, but it signals to the world that you're not a victim of life's circumstances. You're here to master them. So, what happens when she's also doing no contact? And more importantly, what should you do? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you won't just understand the power dynamics at play, you'll know exactly how to flip the script, reclaim your power, and use this situation to become the most unshakable, magnetic version of yourself. No contact is more than just a strategy. It's a mindset, a philosophy. It's rooted in detachment, self-control, and bringing the focus back to you. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think no contact is about creating space for the other person to miss them. It's not. It's about creating space for you to reclaim your power. Let's break it down. The ancient Stoics practiced apatheia, freedom from passion or disturbance. They taught that the only things you can truly control are your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Everything else, what others think, feel, or do, is outside your power. When you deeply internalize this truth, you realize something profound. No contact isn't her test. It's your test. Think about it. Why does silence make you so uncomfortable? Why does the absence of communication stir up anxiety and doubt? This isn't just about longing or missing someone. It's about you confronting your own mind, your own fears, and realizing the only thing you can truly control in this moment is yourself. The answer lies in something deeper than just silence. It lies in attachment. When you're attached to someone's response, their validation, or even their presence, you unknowingly hand them the power to control your inner world. The moment you're hooked on their every action, you become a prisoner to their choices, waiting for them to validate your worth. No contact, however, is a game changer. It forces you to confront this attachment head-on and choose a radically different path. Detachment. Now, detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop relying on someone else to define your sense of self-worth or happiness. It's about standing firm in your own value, knowing that it doesn't fade just because someone isn't reaching out to you. This is the essence of Stoic strength. The ability to remain calm, composed, and grounded no matter what chaos might be swirling around you. But there's more at play here. No contact doesn't just challenge your emotional attachment, it also shifts the entire power dynamic between you. Think about it. If she's used to you always chasing, always reaching out, always showing up first, your sudden silence speaks louder than words ever could. It interrupts the usual patterns and expectations. It creates a void, and believe me, she'll notice. But here's where it gets interesting. Your silence isn't meant to manipulate or punish her. It's meant to free you. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly felt at peace in your own skin, without needing someone else's approval? That's the real goal of no contact. It's not about trying to get her back. It's about rediscovering the person you are when you're not tethered to anyone else's actions or emotions. Now let's pause for a moment and really reflect. If this idea of reclaiming your power is resonating with you, drop a comment below with the phrase, "Silence is my strength." This is more than just a catchy slogan. It's a mindset. It's a commitment to detachment as the ultimate form of self-respect. And if this message is hitting home for you, show your support by smashing that like button, because this isn't just about gaining followers. It's about you taking the reins of your own life and mastering your emotions. No contact isn't a punishment for her, it's a gift to you, a gift of clarity, a gift of strength, a gift of self-mastery. But here's the kicker. No contact doesn't just operate on pure logic, it taps into something much deeper, something primal. This is where the magic of dark psychology comes into play. Whether we like it or not, humans are wired to respond to scarcity, unpredictability, and mystery. And no contact perfectly embodies all three. Think about it. When something is always available, we tend to take it for granted. It becomes a given. But the moment it disappears, when it becomes scarce, that's when we begin to crave it. This is the psychological principle of scarcity at work. By going silent, you create a void that wasn't there before. Suddenly the attention, the validation, and even the emotional energy you used to pour into her are gone. And here's the truth most people don't realize. Most of us don't recognize how much we valued something until it's no longer there. But no contact isn't just about scarcity, it's about unpredictability. Humans love routine. We find comfort in patterns. But when you break the pattern, when you go silent, when you stop being the one to always initiate contact or respond immediately, that's when uncertainty creeps in. And in the world of relationships, uncertainty is one of the most powerful emotional triggers. It forces her to ask herself, what's he thinking? Is he over me? Is he talking to someone else? And then there's the element of mystery. The less you reveal, the more intriguing you become. When you stay silent, when you resist the urge to justify your actions or seek closure, you create an aura of mystery. This is another principle of dark psychology. People are drawn to mystery because it leaves them searching for answers. Silence is like a blank page. It forces the other person to fill in the gaps with their own thoughts, assumptions, and emotions. But here's the crucial part. None of this works if your silence comes from a place of desperation or anger. If you're sitting there, obsessing over the phone, counting the days until she reaches out, hoping to win this silent battle, you've missed the point. True power comes from a place of inner strength, not from a desire to manipulate or control. Your silence has to be rooted in confidence and self-respect, not in bitterness or frustration. So, how do you use this knowledge to your advantage? You shift the focus away from her and back onto yourself. This is your time to rebuild, to grow, to become the most grounded and magnetic version of yourself. When your silence is rooted in confidence and self-worth, it carries a completely different energy. So take a moment and ask yourself, are you ready to step into this power? If so, drop a comment below with the phrase, I am the master of my silence. Let's commit to owning our worth, to standing firm in who we are, no matter what the world or anyone else might do. And if you're finding value in this perspective, hit that like button and share it, because we're here to become our best selves, not to play games. Remember this, no contact isn't about punishing her or trying to make her miss you. It's about you stepping back so that you can rediscover your strength, your focus, and your worth. Now, let's flip the script. Why might she also be doing no contact with you? It's easy to assume she's moved on or doesn't care, but often the reality is far more complex. Her silence might not mean what you think it does. Let's look at a few possibilities. First, she could be mirroring your behavior. This is a classic psychological response. If you've gone silent, she may see it as a challenge, a power move, or simply a sign that you need space. So, instead of reaching out and breaking that silence, she mirrors it. It's not about playing games, it's about self-preservation. Second, she might be using no contact for her own reasons. Maybe she's reflecting on the relationship, taking time to heal, or setting her own boundaries. Remember, no contact isn't just something you're doing, it's something she might also be doing for herself. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. When she goes silent, it may have less to do with you and more to do with her own journey. Her silence isn't necessarily a reflection of what's happening between you. It could be a signal of her inner process. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Her silence could be a test. This is where dark psychology comes into play once again. You see, no contact isn't just about creating distance. It's often a strategic move to see how you respond. If she reaches out and you don't respond, it shifts the power dynamic entirely. If you break your silence first, it shifts it in a completely different direction. She might be testing to see if you'll chase after her, if you'll break the silence, or if you'll remain grounded and in control. And how you respond or don't will reveal a great deal about your emotional strength. But let's take this even further. It's possible that her silence is a way for her to regain control. Maybe she's felt like the balance in the relationship has shifted. Perhaps you've pulled away, or she's felt undervalued. No contact in this case might be her way of reasserting her power. It's a way for her to step back and reclaim a sense of agency, to reset the relationship's power dynamics. But here's where it gets truly transformational. Her silence could be an invitation for you to grow. Think about it. During this time of no contact, both of you are forced to reflect on who you were in the relationship and who you are outside of it. If you've been focusing on self-growth, on building emotional resilience, and on becoming more grounded, that energy will radiate even from a distance. So, what do you do with this powerful knowledge? You allow her silence to be her silence. You don't overanalyze, obsess, or try to manipulate it to fit your narrative. Instead, use her silence as a powerful reminder that her actions are beyond your control. What you can control is how you show up for yourself. Let me ask you this. What kind of person are you becoming during this time of no contact? Are you the kind of person who can stand tall, grounded in your own self-worth? Or are you allowing external circumstances to dictate your peace? If you're ready to step into a version of yourself that commands respect and radiates confidence, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I thrive in my silence." This isn't just about surviving the moment, it's about growing through it. And if you resonate with this message, show your support by hitting that like button, because it's time to show the world that you're in control of your emotions and your actions. Her silence doesn't define you, it reveals you. This is your chance to show not just her, but yourself, who you really are. Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. Most people make the critical mistake of chasing when faced with her silence. They break no contact. They send a text. They try to force a conversation just to ease their own anxiety. But here's the hard truth. The moment you chase, you lose control of the narrative. Let me explain. When you chase, you signal that her silence has power over you. You're saying that your emotional state is tied to her actions, and that completely shifts the dynamic. Instead of being the author of your own story, you become a passenger in someone else's narrative, reacting to whatever they do. But Stoicism, the philosophy of true inner strength, teaches us that the only true control we have is over ourselves. The second you hand that control over to someone else, you lose your footing. The Stoics had a powerful saying, "He who is brave is free." That's the bravery it takes to sit with discomfort, to resist the impulse to react. When you chase, you're not being brave. You're letting fear dictate your actions. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But when you stay grounded, you communicate something entirely different. You're saying, "I am enough as I am. I don't need to force anything." Let's talk about what happens when you don't chase. When you stay calm, composed, and in control, you shift the focus back to you. Silence becomes your ally, not your enemy. It exudes confidence, strength, and mystery. Remember what we discussed earlier. Humans are drawn to scarcity, unpredictability, and mystery. When you remain silent and unshaken, you embody all three of these powerful psychological triggers. But here's the key. This isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate her into reaching out to you. This is about living a deeper truth. When you control the narrative, You're not forcing a specific outcome. You're simply living in alignment with your values, principles, and self-respect. You're showing that you trust in yourself and you trust in the unfolding of things without needing to control the outcome. And here's another truth you need to hear. Chasing doesn't speed up the outcome you want, it delays it. Think about it. If she's also doing no contact to reset the relationship dynamic or test your emotional strength, breaking the silence too soon only confirms her doubts. But if you hold firm, if you stay grounded and true to your own path, you show that you're someone who doesn't crumble under pressure. And that energy is magnetic. So, take a moment to ask yourself, are you ready to control the narrative of your life? If so, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I control my story." This is your moment to rise above the noise, to show the world that you are the author of your own journey. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to hit that like button to affirm that you're committed to mastering your emotions and actions. Remember, true strength isn't about forcing your will onto others. It's about standing firm in your own power. If no contact is a test, then emotional fortitude is the key to passing it. But how do you build the kind of inner strength that keeps you grounded, no matter what she does or doesn't do? The answer lies in Stoicism, a philosophy designed to help you thrive in the face of uncertainty and adversity. Let's start with a core principle of Stoicism: focusing on what you can control. It's easy to get caught up in wanting to influence her thoughts, emotions, or actions. But here's the reality: you can't control any of that. You can't make her break the silence, yearn for you, or reach out. However, what you can control is your response to the situation. And this is where your power lies, in how you choose to react. The stronger you become emotionally, the less her silence will affect you. Her actions won't dictate your mood, your decisions, or your peace of mind. One of the most powerful tools you can use to build emotional resilience is negative visualization, a technique the Stoics mastered to prepare themselves for life's unpredictable nature. Take a moment to imagine the worst-case scenario. What if she never reaches out again? What if this chapter truly closes? Sit with that thought, not to scare yourself, but to neutralize its power. By confronting the worst in your mind, you'll realize something profound. Even if it happens, you will be okay. This mental exercise trains you to detach from outcomes, to focus on the present, and to find peace even in uncertainty. But there's more. Another invaluable tool is journaling. When the silence starts to feel unbearable, when you're tempted to break your silence or check your phone one more time, grab a notebook instead. Write down your thoughts, your emotions, your deepest fears. Journaling helps you gain clarity, process your feelings, and uncover patterns in your thinking. With time, you'll notice that the urge to react starts to fade as you gain more control over your inner world. It's a cathartic practice that shifts your focus from her actions to your own growth. And don't forget mindfulness, a practice that anchors you in the present. The Stoics believed in being fully present, no matter the circumstances. When you catch yourself spiraling, wondering if she's thinking about you, or if you should be the one to reach out, pause. Take a deep breath. Bring your focus back to this moment, the only one that truly exists. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived yet. This moment is all that matters. But perhaps the most transformative Stoic practice is amor fati, the art of loving your fate. This means embracing whatever life throws at you, whether it's good or bad, as part of your unique journey. If she's doing no contact too, don't resist it. Accept it. Trust that this experience is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more self-aware version of yourself. Rather than viewing it as a setback, see it as a powerful opportunity for personal growth. Now, here's a crucial question for you. Are you willing to use this time to build your emotional fortitude, to cultivate the inner strength that will carry you through not just this moment, but any challenge life throws your way? If you're ready to do that, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I master my emotions." This is about affirming that strength isn't something we're born with. It's something we choose to cultivate every single day. And if this resonates with you, hit that like button to show your commitment to becoming the strongest, most self-aware version of yourself. Remember this: no contact isn't just about her, it's about who you become during this time. Build your emotional fortitude, and nothing, not her silence, not anyone's actions will ever shake you again. Now, you might be wondering, what do you do when she's also doing no contact? The answer isn't about reacting impulsively, it's about responding strategically. Responding strategically doesn't mean sending her a long, carefully crafted message or posting something subtle on social media to get her attention. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your growth, and your goals. The first step in responding strategically is resisting the urge to break the silence. Remember, your silence is powerful. It says, "I respect myself enough to give both of us the space to reflect." Breaking that silence impulsively sends the opposite message, that her actions control you and you're seeking validation. The moment you reach out of fear or insecurity, you lose the high ground. Next, focus on what you're projecting into the world, whether or not she's watching. Use this time to level up work on your physical health, your mindset, your career, or your passion. This isn't about making her jealous or trying to provoke a reaction. It's about showing up for yourself. When you live a life that's full, purposeful, and aligned with your values, that energy radiates outward. People will notice, and more importantly, you'll start noticing the transformation within yourself. Another critical aspect of responding strategically is timing. If and when the time comes to reconnect, let it happen naturally. If she reaches out first, don't jump at the chance to reply immediately. Take your time, stay calm. Your response should come from a place of confidence, not desperation. If you're the one initiating contact after a period of no contact, keep it simple. Avoid over-explaining or diving deep into emotions. Approach it with curiosity and openness. For example, "Hey, I've been reflecting on something we talked about. I'd love to hear how you've been." This communicates thoughtfulness, composure, and an ongoing investment in meaningful connection without sounding needy or emotional. But here's the most important point. Stay detached from the outcome. If she responds positively, great. If she doesn't, that's okay too. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our intentions, our actions, and our mindset. The outcome is beyond our control. By staying calm and composed, you're employing the psychological principle of contrast. You stand out from the crowd of people who react impulsively. Your grounded energy becomes a point of intrigue. This is the kind of strength, maturity, and emotional intelligence that others find rare and magnetic. So let me ask you, are you ready to approach this situation with strategy, not emotion? If you are, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I respond, I don't react." Let's affirm that our actions come from a place of power, not insecurity. And if you're finding this empowering, hit that like button to show your commitment to mastering your approach and living a life that truly aligns with your deepest values. Remember, true strength isn't about forcing outcomes. It's about standing firm in your power. Emotional fortitude is the key to navigating any storm, And if no contact is a test, then this is how you pass it with grace, strategy, and unwavering confidence. Responding strategically isn't about trying to control her. It's about controlling yourself. And in that control lies the most powerful version of yourself. Here's a mindset shift that can completely transform how you approach this. Stop viewing reconnection as the ultimate goal. Reconnection, if it happens, should be a byproduct of your personal growth, not the reason for it. And this is where most people go wrong. They use no contact as a tactic to get her back, and in doing so, they miss the deeper purpose, becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to chase, force, or seek external validation to feel complete. Let me break this down for you. Imagine if, throughout this entire no-contact period, your sole focus is on when or how she might come back. You're not truly detaching. You're still emotionally tied to the outcome. You're still caught in the loop of waiting and hoping. But here's the truth. Stoicism teaches us that our efforts should be rooted in virtue, self-mastery, and inner peace, not in trying to manipulate or control others. True power lies in being content with whatever the outcome is, knowing you've acted with integrity, strength, and purpose. When you realize this, the fear of what if starts to lose its grip. What if she doesn't come back? What if she's moved on? Those questions don't carry weight anymore, because your worth is not determined by her actions, it's determined by you. Instead of constantly asking, what if? Start asking, who am I becoming through this process? That's where the magic happens. When you shift your focus inward, something incredible begins. You start to rebuild your sense of self, independent of the relationship. You begin to recognize your own worth, not as something she gives you, but as something you've always had inside. And here's the irony. It's often when you let go of the need for reconnection that it becomes most likely. Why? Because people are naturally drawn to those who are whole, confident, and self-sufficient. Now let's take this a step further. What if, instead of waiting for her to come back, you started seeing this silence as a gift? A time to reflect on what worked in the relationship, what didn't, and what you truly want moving forward, whether that's with her or someone else. This isn't about settling for anything less than what you deserve. It's about leveling up. The Stoics remind us that the obstacles we face are not barriers, they are the path. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, said it best. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Her silence, this period of no contact, isn't an obstacle in your way. It's showing you the way to growth, strength, and clarity. It's the universe's way of giving you a chance to become the best version of yourself. So, here's the ultimate question. Can you let go of the outcome and trust the process? Can you embrace this period as a time to grow, learn, and evolve? If you're ready to embrace this mindset, drop a comment below with the phrase, I let go to grow. Let's make this a movement affirming that our worth isn't tied to someone else's actions. It's rooted in who we choose to become. And if this resonates with you, hit that like button to show your commitment to living with intention, clarity, and purpose. Reconnection is a possibility, but it's not the goal. The real goal is to become the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. And that's a gift no one can take from you. Now that you've shifted your perspective on reconnection, let's go even deeper. What if you used this period of no contact not just to survive, but to transform? What if you turned what feels like a loss into a power move that redefines who you are and what you stand for? Here's the truth. Silence can feel like weakness, but when you approach it the right way, it becomes your greatest strength. Every day that you don't react, don't chase, and don't seek external validation, you're training yourself to become more resilient, more composed, and more magnetic. This is how you turn no contact into a power move, by focusing on who you're becoming, not on what you're losing. Start by mastering the art of unpredictability. People are drawn to what they can't fully understand or control. When you stop being the person she expects, the one who always reaches out, reacts impulsively, or seeks closure, you create an air of mystery. This isn't about playing games. It's about evolving into someone so grounded, so confident, that you don't feel the need to explain or justify your silence. You've transcended the need for approval. You are enough just as you are. Next, embrace the idea of transformation. This period of no contact isn't just a space where things are paused. It's an opportunity for you to evolve into a better version of yourself. Whether it's dedicating yourself to your physical health, honing your career, or exploring your passions, use this time as fuel for growth. The person you are now is not the person you were yesterday. Every challenge, every moment of silence, every breath you take is part of your transformation. And when you finally come out on the other side of this period, whether or not she comes back, you'll find something extraordinary waiting for you. A version of yourself who doesn't need anyone to feel complete. A version of yourself who is so powerful, so aligned with your true purpose, that the world begins to fall into place around you. So ask yourself, are you ready to embrace the silence as a gift? To turn this period of no contact into a source of personal power, growth, and clarity? If you are, drop a comment below with, "I transform through silence." Let's affirm that we are in control of our destiny, and nothing, not even silence, can take that power away. Use this time to focus on the areas of your life that might have been pushed aside during the relationship. Think about your health, your passions, your career, and your friendships. This is your opportunity to evolve, to constantly level up. When you invest in yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, not only do you build confidence, but you also send a clear and powerful message to the world. You're thriving, not just surviving. You're moving forward, and you don't need anyone's permission or validation to do it. But here's where the real power lies: detachment. Let me clarify something crucial here. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. Stoicism teaches us that the less we depend on external circumstances, whether it's her validation, approval, or attention for our happiness, the freer we become. When you detach from the need for her to affirm your worth, you become untouchable. You reclaim your peace and strength. Your silence isn't about waiting for her. It's about honoring yourself. You are showing up for your own growth, not just waiting for someone else to change. One of the most transformative strategies you can embrace during this time is to stay unpredictable. Post something new you're working on, share a personal project, a small victory, an adventure, or a moment of joy. But don't do it for her. Do it because you're genuinely living your life. When your actions come from a place of authenticity, not desperation, they naturally create intrigue. People are drawn to what's real. They feel the energy of someone who's no longer chasing, someone who is comfortable in their own skin. You become magnetic in your independence, and when she does reach out, and trust me, the likelihood increases. When you're truly thriving, don't fall into old patterns. Don't revert to seeking her approval or scrambling for reassurance. Respond with composure, confidence, and curiosity. Let her see that you've changed, but not to impress her. You've changed because you chose to grow. This isn't about validation from her. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself. The version that doesn't need to seek approval because it knows its own worth. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to turn this silence into your strongest move yet? If you are, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I turned silence into strength." Let's make this a declaration together. This isn't just a waiting game. This is a growth game. If this message resonates with you, hit that like button to show your commitment to transforming your life. You're not here to just get through this moment. You're here to own it, to emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. Remember this. A power move isn't about forcing outcomes. It's about becoming someone so grounded, so confident, that nothing and no one can shake you. You are the architect of your own peace, your own power, and your own future. So, what if she's also doing no contact? What do you do then? The answer is simple. You let her. You let her silence be her choice, while you focus on making your silence your strength. This isn't about waiting for her to make the first move, or playing games to get a reaction. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't need to chase, doesn't need to seek validation, and doesn't break under pressure. It's about holding your ground in the face of uncertainty and thriving instead of just surviving. The key takeaway here is this. No contact is not a punishment for her. It's an opportunity for you. It's a chance to build emotional fortitude, reclaim your power, and embrace a life where your worth isn't tied to someone else's actions. Whether she reaches out or not, you will walk away from this experience stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the person you're becoming, and that transformation is priceless. The Stoics remind us to live by virtue, not by the outcome. Whether this chapter ends in reconnection or closure, the real victory is in how you handle yourself, your silence, your growth, and your transformation. These are the things that define you, not whether she picks up the phone. You define your journey. You shape your future. Let me ask you one last time. Are you ready to rise above this moment and use it to grow? If you are, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I own my silence." Let's affirm once and for all that we're not here to wait or chase. We're here to thrive. And if you're feeling empowered by this, don't forget to like this video. Your support not only helps this community grow, but it also shows that you're committed to living with intention, strength, and purpose. Make sure to subscribe to Unlock Desire for more insights on how to master yourself, navigate life's challenges, and turn adversity into opportunity. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Together, we're building a community rooted in wisdom, power, and resilience. Thank you for watching. Remember, your silence is your strength, and your power lies within. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, choose power over reaction.